Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binaries of all ages, welcome to how to make a literal cat in your favorite RPG. I hope you're not here to learn character creation, at least not the right way, because this is a cat creation podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Joel Holland.
I am the other one of your hosts, Austin Irwin. Welcome to this episode.
Glad to have you here.
Yep, it is good to be here, as always. Joel, how you doing? How you been?
I am hanging in there,
Just like the very infamous photo of a cat hanging from a tree branch.
Yeah, just like that cat. He's just like me, for real.
We're here to do some cat creation, but what game are we here to do cat creation in?
Yes. It's probably important that we know that. We are looking at Beam Saber.
Beam Saber is a Forged in the Dark game designed by Austin Ramsey. Good name. I also want to point out here, the cover art for this, absolutely sick. I love everything that's going on in this image. So much emotion from the characters too at the bottom of this. Just incredible.
Yeah. For some reason, they remind me of Godot and Franziska von Karma from Ace Attorney.
I know neither of those characters. I'm so sorry.
The Godot thing is really just like the eyepiece on the guy on the left, but if you look up a picture of Franziska von Karma, you will understand the comparison.
I see it. Also, I know I mentioned the art a lot when we're looking at these books, and obviously the audience cannot see this, but it's a little nudge to get them to go check it out, and maybe use use the cat that we make in this episode with it, if you care to do so.
If you're cool.
Yeah, if you're cool, man. I was about to say let's get into creation, but I'm going to stop myself because we do have something to go over before we do that.
Yep. Namely, if this is your first time here, welcome, first off, but we have rules as a show that we have to follow to keep us on track.
Yeah, because if you know us, we're kind of bad at staying on track. But the rules do help with that, so...
Yeah. And we know them by heart at this point, but this is for your benefit.
Yeah.
So rule number 1 is we accept no cop-outs. We are making a cat. That's the exact animal that comes to mind when I say the word. No anthropomorphic cat races. No people turned into cats. No lions, tigers. No saber-toothed tigers, bears, lion. No, I already said lion. No bobcats. No other cop-outs you can imagine either.
Have we named a cat Bob before?
No, I don't think we have.
All right, we'll keep that one in our back pocket.
I think for this episode, we have... Some people have emailed us cats, have sent us cats to our inboxes. So I think our name suggestions for this episode are going to be either... One second, I'm pulling up our email.
That's an interesting name.
No, it's Cedric or Elsa are our options.
Nice. Okay.
Because those are cats that have ended up in our inbox.
Heck yeah. How did they get in there? Who knows, but we're taking them out of the box.
But all thanks to the power of our dedicated listeners.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, so we'll move on to the next rule. Rule number 2 is we cannot use homebrew/house rules. If the book does not allow us to do something, we count it as a rule broken. And if we come across rules as written versus rules as intended, we go with whichever one tells us no, and we mark it down.
Yep. We mark it down for your benefit, so you can go to your GM and say, hey, this character only breaks X number of rules. Can I play him? And your GM will say, yes, that's hilarious. But anyway, if the game includes stats for a literal cat, those must be used or adapted to the game's character sheet.
Now, I don't believe this one has a cat stat block.
No, I couldn't find anything of the sort.
Rule number 4 is the character, class, background, playbook, job, what have you, has to exist in the game's core rules or as part of an official expansion. We can't use homebrew classes. Again, those don't exist. And we are not looking at an official expansion today. We are just looking at the base game.
I don't actually know if there are. I should look that up. Go into Austin Ramsey's itch page real quick. Let's see. Oh, there are expansions to Beam Saber.
Oh, what do you know?
Yeah, there's a pilot playbook called The Honed and a Fast and Furious inspired supplement called Rush Wars.
Incredible.
Oh, we got more. Beam Saber Dracula pilot playbook and something called The Growing Conflict, which is another supplement.
Huh. Those sound pretty cool.
Yeah, we're not using those though, probably.
Yeah, no.
I don't have $5 to buy either of those pilot playbooks right now.
Fair.
But if you at home have $5 and you want someone to play along with your cat, you can either be the Dracula or the Honed, or, you can just be one of the other core player book pilot classes.
Yeah, and you can be a little basic.
We're gonna be.
Yeah.
Other than the cat.
No, what are you talking about? All of our cats are just literal cats. They never do anything different than what a normal cat would do.
Really? Because rule number 5 is the cat can learn any skill available to its class, even if it's not something a cat could normally be trained to do.
That's right. Forgot about that one. But we do kind of set back in reality at rule number 6, being that if a tool would be physically impossible for a literal cat to use, even if comically downsized for them, they cannot use it. Can't use a lighter, like a Bic lighter. You gotta have opposable thumbs for that. They can't use... Honestly, I don't think a cat could use a paperclip, given my knowledge of paperclips.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a little beyond. Now, maybe the cat from the last episode, which was, at the very least, dexterous. But, even then, I think you gotta have opposable thumbs.
Yeah. You gotta slide that onto the paper, and you gotta finagle.
Oh, wait, I'm thinking of a hole punch.
I think a cat could use a hole punch. Realistically, you don't need thumbs for that, because you could just, slide the paper into it and then punch down.
Well, I mean, if you got a 3-hole punch, then sure, but a single hole punch.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Single hole punch, no way a cat could use that. Even if comically downsized, they definitely wouldn't be able to.
I mean, you might be able to get one small enough that they could use it in their mouth, but that's a swallowing and choking risk, and also would not punch a hole big enough to matter. But no, I don't think a cat could use a paperclip for its intended purpose. Rule number 7 is if a character sheet has a section that is meant to be filled out in collaboration with the whole table, we leave that blank so that potential players can make it fit the group they're playing with. Now, there is a section in this book called Squad Creation, so we already know we're going to be skipping that.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta roll right over that. Last but not least, rule number 8 is we have to keep track of every rule in the book that we break, which, if you're new here, typically isn't that many rules.
Yeah, no, usually once you get past cats are not part of this setting, cats are not supposed to be player characters, you're usually pretty good.
Yeah.
You just have to be really picky about your gear, usually.
Yeah, the gear is where we get kind of muddied in, could a cat use this given the circumstances? Perhaps.
But anyway, I think we can go ahead and start.
I believe so. So let's dive into this table of contents.
Oh, I just went to page 56, which is where the pilots section begins.
That's a really good idea.
I know, right? Actually, there's just a lot of illustrations, and then on page 58, it begins.
Good illustrations, though, still.
Yeah. Let's see. Pilot creation. Beam Saber is a game about pilots and their massive war machines. While the vehicles may get a lot of attention, they're just dead metal without their pilot, an empty husk waiting to be filled with potential. You are that potential. Wait, are they saying the pilot's an empty husk to be filled with potential, and we are filling the Are we piloting our pilot like a mech so that the pilot can pilot a mech?
No, the vehicles are dead metal without their pilots. But, I mean...
Am I wrong, though?
You're not wrong. I was going to say, when you really think about it, yeah, Joel's right. Our pilots are empty husks if we, the players, do not give them life through roleplay.
Alright, so step 1 is choose a playbook.
Okay, we have a choice of...
And those are on page 100. Oh yeah, that's right. You just have them all listed right here, don't you?
I sure do. We have the choice of bureaucrat, envoy, technician, soldier, infiltrator, scout, empath, officer, hacker, or ace.
Or blank.
You know, I was about to read that one out, but yeah, I think this is just one where you fill in everything on its own.
Yeah, if you are a game designer of sorts yourself, if you fancy yourself to be a little bit of a game designer, and you know the Powered by the Apocalypse, no, this is a Forged in the Dark, my bad. If you know I about did it again. If you know the Forged in the Dark system well enough, you might be able to, after looking at the other playbooks and whatnot, figure out how to make your own character class, or playbook, whatever you want to call it. But as for us, the ace is... Choose the ace if you want to be the hotshot pilot known for being the best in a vehicle, have an incredibly flexible vehicle with experimental equipment, or be more reliant on your vehicle than other pilots. Now, experimental equipment is an interesting proposition for a character who is an experimental pilot, but...
I was just thinking that. Also, be more reliant on your vehicle than other pilots? I think we'd have to be pretty reliant on our vehicle.
Yeah, let's see, though. Bureaucrat is the next one on my list. Choose the bureaucrat if you want to be the master of managing resources and the downtime phase. No thanks. Have access to mundanely weird gear and ability. Okay, you're reeling me back in here. Or be a banal cog in the machinery of war. Okay, you lost me again.
Yep, right back out. Up next, we have empath. Choose the empath if you want to play a character who is deeply connected to emotions, whether it's their own emotions or the emotions of their squad mates and foes, have psychic powers that give you a unique edge in conflicts, or understand others regardless of the danger that poses.
Okay, so I was thinking before we began, this sounds very appealing to me, because I was thinking before we began that maybe our excuse for our cat being able to pilot like their vehicle, whatever that vehicle is, if it's a mech, if it's like a cat brand construction equipment that we are abusing for the art of war, whatever it is, that like the reason we're able to do it is because the vehicle is powered off a psychic connection to its pilot rather than manual controls, which means that technically anything could be the pilot. Yeah.
This is just like Pacific Rim, I think. I've barely seen it.
I've not seen Pacific Rim.
It's more Pacific Rim. There's 2 pilots per mech, and they have to be connected emotionally, I think, to fully operate the mech together. So this is like that, but if it was one person. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I think that's a really good idea.
All right, let's make sure there's not something we like better, but like that kind of fits with my excuse on how this is possible. So, let's see.
We'll keep tabs.
Choose the envoy if you want to play a flashy character who talks their way into and out of trouble, manipulate people and organizations like puppets, or explore what happens when you are all flash and no substance in life-threatening situations. Also fitting, I think, if you want to play a cat, which is going to be like a comedy relief character no matter how you spin it.
Talking their way into and out of trouble, though, would just be some incredible role play through a cat's eyes.
Yeah, just like it's that one Tumblr post where someone says like so mad at cats because they think they can just merp their way out of trouble, and they're always so right.
It's so true. All right, up next is the hacker. Choose the hacker if you want to bend machines and vehicles to your will, control the perception of others by manipulating the augmented reality around them, or be vulnerable in direct conflicts.
So 2 cool points and one...
one that makes me really not want to play as the hacker. Infiltrator is... Choose the infiltrator if you want to remain unseen until you choose to strike, whether on foot or in your vehicle. Bite off more than you can chew and get out anyway. Or play a character who is seen as unreliable because they are never around.
Man, they tell me not to bite off more than I can chew, but man, I've got a really small mouth. Because I'm a cat.
Yeah, because you're a cat.
Choose the officer if you want to have a measure of inherent authority. Kind of fitting. Have other pilots look to you for a plan or decision. Or play a character that has reached their position by choosing, on some level, to be complicit with their superiors.
Ooh. I like this class in general. I don't think it works.
Not really fitting for a cat.
Not super fitting for a
Other
cat.
than the air of authority.
Yeah. Cats always have that small air of authority around them, you know?
Yeah.
Up next is the Scout. Choose a Scout if you want to play a character with a core of loneliness who finds camaraderie in their robotic companion. Devastate your foes from far away with both a sniper rifle and artillery barrages, or lead the way finding threats and obstacles ahead of your squad. Not super fitting for a cat. The last one sounds like it, we could have an infiltrator. But using a sniper rifle, just I don't know about that.
No, I don't think we can make the cat rifle.
Nah, dang.
The soldier. Choose the soldier if you want to be very good at hurting and terrifying people, be incredibly hard to stop even when badly injured, or play with ideas around having a body designed for violence, whether you embrace it or struggle to imagine what peace looks like for yourself. I'm not really. I don't see that.
Yeah,
one.
not keen on that one. Lastly, we have the Technician. Choose the Technician if you want to get imaginative with your methods, whether creating or destroying. Support your squad mates by maintaining them and their vehicles. Or explore what your role in the war is as an innovator.
Out of all these, I still feel like Empath gives us the best excuse to play as a cat.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It gives us a reason to be there. That's not just, hey, we found this cat and we want to keep him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, this cat has a psychic connection with the machinery that's around.
Yeah. Will this be our third psychic cat?
I think so. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to make cats fit into your universe.
He's so right. Now, first off, I don't think we're supposed to be a cat. Because these all make it sound like, people are doing these things.
Mm-hmm. Again, doesn't explicitly say that, but it is intended, so we're gonna mark that one down. It's supposed to be people.
Yeah.
Joel, are you seeing this?
I'm seeing your sheet, yeah.
It is form fillable.
Oh, dang, that's nice.
Incredible.
I didn't think it was gonna be.
Yeah, I was also worried that it would not be. Alright, sorry PDF editor, I do not need you.
So pilot name. First off,
we have Elsa and Cedric, correct?
Yeah, those are our options. If we are going to follow the recommendations from our dear listeners who have sent us pictures of their cats and told us a little about them, then we either have Elsa, who, actually these are very similar looking cats. One is gray with like a little bit of white on her neck, and the other one is black with a bit of white on his neck. So, same kind of cat basically, just one's got lighter fur. We have to decide what we're calling it. Cedric or Elsa, and this will also probably determine the pronouns.
I am more keen on Cedric than I am on Elsa.
Alright.
So
I'm fine with that.
You're fine with that?
Yeah. Like, I was, for a moment, thinking of, like, making our call sign, like, Snow Queen or something. Then I remembered that I thought it would be better if we either randomly generated our vehicle, or if we, like, made it the most, like, mundane, like, construction worker vehicle or whatever that has been, like, refitted for war.
Yeah.
So, I think Cedric is better if we have no idea what our vehicle is going to be yet. But what's a good call? We'll get back to the call sign. I think that's that's step 10, technically. So we should get back to step 2. So, step 2 is add the 3 starting action points from your chosen playbook to your character sheet. As you add action points in the following steps, note that no pilot, action, or vehicle can exceed 2 points during character creation. Alright, I wonder if the basics tells us what action points are.
For those familiar with Blades in the Dark.
Yeah, Forged in the Dark is based on Blades in the Dark.
Ah, that makes sense.
So if you remember the episode where we established that cats have a natural affinity for crime, now I'm not really seeing anything about that here. So let's go back to the character sheet. Maybe there's something there that I wonder if it's like you see how we've got 3 attribute points marked already. So we've got study and survey.
Yeah, studies at 2, surveys at 1.
So those might be our action points, and if that's the case, it explains what's going on here. Also, it's fitting because no pilot action or vehicle action can exceed 2 points during character creation, and study is capped at 2. Alright, let's work off the assumption that's what it is for now, unless we see something to refute it.
Gotcha.
So on the empath sheet, is there like a second page that's about the vehicle or something? Because there's not like a dedicated vehicle character sheet.
No. This is your squad.
Oh. We'll worry about... vehicle attributes right there. Okay, I see it.
Wow, I guess... So, your character fits neatly onto one sheet?
That's convenient.
That is very convenient.
Alright, so, step 3. Who were you before the war stole from you? This is your history. Put 1 point into a pilot or vehicle action that expresses it.
Okay. Who were we?
We're not really given guidance on this. I guess we get to just freehand it.
True. There's this war going on. There's a bunch of mechs fighting, and we are a cat trying to make our way in this crazy world.
Yeah. I wonder, because, like, even if a cat really did have, like, empathic abilities, it seems weird that someone figured that out and also thought, maybe we could test this out in our experimental vehicle units that rely on a psychic connection to the pilot.
Joel, maybe Cedric was the experiment.
That's what I'm thinking. They were experimenting or studying or testing this kind of phenomenon anyway, realized Cedric's skill in the area and thought, why the heck not?
Yeah.
And then he becomes the best pilot the galaxy has ever seen.
Absolutely. I love that. So this cat is the experiment. What skill can we put in to show that?
Let's see. So our skills are for insight, hunt, study, which we can't do anymore, and it's already maxed out for character creation. We've got survey, which has 1 point in it, engineer, and that's insight. We have prowess, which is finesse, prowl, struggle, and wreck, or resolve, which is command, consort, sway, and interface. I feel like interface is fitting, honestly, because like that's part of the experiment. That's how we got here, is we proved our ability to do that.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and put it in interface.
Just so we're clear, the vehicle attributes are expertise, which the expertise abilities are battle, destroy, and maneuver, or the acuity section, which is bombard, manipulate, and scan.
Yeah. Manipulate was the other one I was thinking of doing, but I'm not.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I'm not entirely sure what manipulate means in the context of the vehicle.
It probably has to do with, like, manipulating the vehicle specifically, but...
Yeah.
That could be up for interpretation, I'm not sure.
Number 4 is, how has your pilot experienced the costs of war? This is your tragedy. Do we want to say, like, was this cat already telepathic, or did they do something to Cedric to make him telepathic? Because if so, I think that's an easy thing to put for the tragedy. Like, his life as a normal cat was stolen from him, because of this war and these big wigs trying out new things to get an edge on the enemies.
I don't know. I feel like that would give... I feel like the tragedy has to be something that, like... Because, like, if you give a cat a reason to hate people and then put it in a weapon, it's going to turn on its creators.
True.
So, like...
Maybe, the opposing side in this conflict took his family, and he knew that he had abilities, and he sought out a way for revenge, maybe?
Could be. I wonder if instead of a family, like, there was like a scientist who he was exceptionally close with who was killed in action or something.
Ooh, that could be good too.
Because, like, I imagine if you're doing experiments on cats, you need to be able to herd cats, and that's impossible, so you have to make the cats like you.
Yeah.
So the cats had to be, like, I think, like, for the circumstances where this cat is willing to be a pilot for a war machine for one side in a war, that side of the war could not, even if the experiments done to it were inhumane, I feel like the cat had to be treated humanely during the process.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, he had experiments done on him, but he's staying in, like, a 5-star hotel equivalent of what that is for a cat. So, like,
Yeah.
a cardboard box that's lined with carpet, I guess.
Things that a cat might like. He had plenty of enrichment in his enclosure, and possibly scientists who were quite fond of him, and he lost one of those.
I like that a lot. So we do not have a point for that. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Beam Saber mid-roll.
Welcome. We're here to talk shop and tell you all the fun stuff we have going on in and outside the podcast.
Yeah, we will get you back to your episode of Beam Saber right after this.
Is this the bit we're doing?
I don't know. I just figured maybe one of these days we're gonna miss one of these, and I thought if we had a nice generic middle section that we could just drop in the actual title name. Like this. Beam Saber.
Incredible. Well, welcome to this mid-roll of Beam Saber. We will start off the mid-roll by talking about our start page. Joel, would you please provide the link to said start page?
Yeah, sure. It's literalcatpod.start.page.
Over on this start page, you can find a ton of different things relating to the Literal Cat Pod podcast. I believe you can find our email there, which is literalcatpod@gmail.com. Over here, you can submit different TTRPGs you would like for us to look at. You can email us about guest spots. You can email us, and this is the most important bit, pictures of your cats that we can then turn into cats on the show. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, we can do all of that. You can also find links to all of our social medias, but like the main ones that you need to worry about are, at this point, Twitter, Blue Sky, and Tumblr. Me personally, am most active on Tumblr, but I do also manage I manage all three of the social medias, technically. You'll see me about on all of them, but you're most likely to reach me if you send us an ask through Tumblr or something. You can also find a link to our YouTube channel if you're there. All three of those, by the way, are at Literal Cat Pod. 4, technically, if you count Blue Sky.
We like to keep our branding tight, you know?
We try.
We do try. While you are on these sites, and while you are listening to this podcast on the podcasting app of your choice, feel free to rate and review us. Give us your opinions. I don't think we've received a written review yet at the time of recording this. So if you got something to say it. And don't forget what your mom tells you. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
But in all seriousness, yes, like, the review thing, we can't really afford to promote the show, and even if we could afford to spend money to promote the show, there are not that many good avenues right now to do so. So, your review will help boost our show within the algorithms of Apple Music, Spotify, or, wherever else you can post those things. But there is one other thing you can do to spread word about the show that might be more effective.
What would that be, Joel?
That would be our character sheets. Because the character sheets from this Beam Saber episode and every other episode can be found if you go to bit.ly/literalcatpod. Or find the link on the start page. It will take you to a Dropbox filled with every single published episode's character sheets.
Yes, you can take these, you can download them, you can hand them out to your friends, you can tell your GM that you want to run these, and you can give them a list of any rules that you have to break to get these cats in your game, and hopefully they're cool with it.
They're gonna be cool with it. This is gonna be so funny.
Lastly, another thing you can find us on is Patreon. You can find us over at patreon.com/badgertrove, and you might be wondering to yourself, this is your first time hearing a midroll, why is it called Badger Trove? Why is it not called Literal Cat Pod? And that is because we have different avenues ourselves of media. You know, we make this podcast. We are planning on making, you know, a TTRPG of our own, and any other projects that we do will most likely end up on Badger Trove. Feel free to support us there. We have multiple tiers of patronage, if you will.
Starting at $2, at which point you can get a shout out on the show and access to our release schedule, so you can know what we're planning on publishing before anyone else. Right now, we are booked out pretty far in advance because of all the guest spots that we have right now.
Yes, we are. So if you want to take a look at what we have going on, a couple months from now, you can check it out.
We've got entries out in May.
Oh my gosh.
But also, I'm a little behind on it because life stuff, but I do pretty soon, probably this month, have a playtest edition of a one-shot powered by the Apocalypse game about stealing government cheese.
That is incredible, by the way. If you do not know the government cheese story, feel free to pick up this one-shot and get yourself a little more educated. It is 100% worth it.
It really is. Anyway, that's enough about the show. Austin, do you want to plug your social media real quick?
Yes. I am on many websites. I am on Twitter, Tumblr, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Twitch, all at Avalon Alchemist. You can find basically anything I post on those sites just by typing in that name right there. I'm most active on Twitter, but if I ever receive, asks on Tumblr or, anything like that, I will definitely answer them. So, hit me with what you got and feel free to check me out. But you don't have to just check me out. You can also check Joel out at his sites, which are...
Yeah, so you can find me on most of those social medias as well, not Twitch. I don't stream anymore. Might start again one day if I can come up with a show that is structured enough and removes all elements of unpredictability, but we'll see. If it sounds to you like it's probably not going to happen, you are onto something. But you can find me on all those sites at Denalo Lioge, which is my name spelled backwards, which is complicated to spell. So what you can do instead, if you don't feel like figuring out how to do that, is go to jholland.start.page, where you will find links to all of my stuff.
And he has a lot of links, people.
Yeah, but, most of them are the standard ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about us. You can go back to listening to Beam Saber now.
Yes, have fun with the rest of this episode.
Grab some popcorn and find your seats. Monster of the Week Actual Play Podcast $2 Creature Feature returns for Season 2 on February 22nd. This season, we'll see a whole new crew of hunters confronting the mysteries at the heart of the town of Jupiter Hollow.
I'm Megan Murphy. I'm playing Zelda Wardwell, the Flake. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to protect people, too. That's like what heroes do.
I'm Nielder, playing Eric Ashrin, the Crooked. Let's just say I don't ask questions that involve textbooks. I ask questions that involve cash.
I'm Laura McMillan, and I'm playing Tammy Jo Marple, your hometown home finder. I'm here to make deals with the good people of Jupiter Hollow, but I already made a deal of my own. Tammy Jo is the monstrous.
And I'm Mr. Ray. I play everything that tries to kill these people. And if you enjoyed our first season, you ain't seen nothing yet.
New episodes every other Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get our
Step 5. What were you doing after your tragedy, but before you joined the squad? This is your opening. Put 1 point into a pilot or vehicle action that express. I feel like maybe we had the empathy experiments going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
We lost a scientist to the war. I wonder if maybe it was after that scientist was out of the picture that, like, training began on operating machinery.
That would make sense.
So, like, before then, it was mostly just experimenting on, like, to understand the cat's abilities. After that guy was gone, it was on to practical use.
Gotcha. So, his opening would be...
From study to practical applications, maybe.
Okay, that's good. And then, what did it say on that? Put 1 point into a pilot or vehicle action that expresses it.
Okay.
Maybe this could be our manipulate or maneuver, perhaps?
I think maneuver would make sense. Again, without a full understanding of what manipulate means in this context.
Let me double check, see if there's...
Page 173. When you manipulate, you definitely move things with your vehicle. You might remove a primed warhead from... Okay, so it's things that we use the vehicle to move, basically. When we move things using the vehicle.
Oh, that's manipulate?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So maneuvering is moving the vehicle. Manipulate is moving things with the vehicle.
Then yeah, I think maneuver would probably be our option here.
Yeah, I think that makes sense anyway.
Okay, cool. On to number 6. What do you hope to change in the world? This is your drive. What does what does Cedric stand for?
I feel like we could do something real simple like vengeance, or like something more complex like equality for cats or something.
Equality for cats. Are there... something interesting that we could do is... Maybe Cedric does not like the abilities that he has gained. Even though they are helpful to him, he doesn't want them using these applications on other animals. So maybe his drive is to, like, end things so that his descendants or what are the predecessors? Is that the right word? Or is
predecessors would be like your parents.
Okay.
Or grandparents, maybe.
So his descendants, essentially. The people, they're the animals that come after him, do not have to go through this.
Yeah. Maybe he wants to create a sanctuary for things like him.
Oh. So, like, the other animals that they did do these experiments on, like, he wants to go back to a normal life for all of him and his friends?
Yeah. Then we assign 3 points by dividing them among vehicle actions.
Okay. Let me double check the vehicle actions. Scan to discern the truth around you through your vehicle. I think scan is a good one to put a point into.
Scan would be good, yeah, I think. I also think we should have either battle or destroy. Those were the... Like, battle is the close quarters one, and destroy was like, be super destructive, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Battle to engage in vehicular, close quarters combat, lash out with your scoop arm, fire Gatling gun, bombard. Wait, you say bombard or destroy? No, destroy.
Bombard was the long range one.
Right. Destroy to employ overwhelming destruction through your vehicle. Carpet bomb a military base. Smash a building with a wrecking ball.
Yeah, that's the one that would let you vent some frustrations, perhaps.
Yeah. I think destroy might be the one to go with. Or the second thing to go with. And we could put 2 points into one of these, I believe. It doesn't say where we have to put them.
Yeah, I assume it just follows the same rules as before, like, your action points just cannot exceed 2 in any one slot.
Yeah.
So, do we want to be better at destroying, maneuvering, or scanning?
Probably maneuvering, because again, I feel like they put a lot of time and effort into this experimentation and technology to make the experiments like Cedric better at maneuvering than what a normal pilot could do.
That makes sense.
If he's going to be the best pilot in the galaxy, I mean, come on.
Right.
Up next, we have put 2 points split between any pilot and or vehicle actions. You want to have 10 total action points.
Okay.
So that means we get to put 1 point in 2 different things.
Yep. I feel like, let's see, we have points in insight, resolve, expertise, and execuity, but we have nothing in prowess.
Yeah.
Is there anything we could put in prowess? I feel like finesse might be good, assuming that means what it usually means.
Yeah. I was gonna try to find the player abilities, like the description for them.
If I go back to the front of the book again, table of contents, page 88, finesse. When you finesse, you handle an object with agility. You might secretly draw a pistol. You could grab a dead man's switch before it activates. In a flashback, you might have already stolen the guard's keys. You could hotwire a vehicle.
Hotwire a vehicle, you say?
Yeah, but engineer might be better for that. It puts that in parentheses next to it.
Prowl. To move with grace and precision. Climb onto a mech in the middle of battle. Sneak past security cameras. Stab an unsuspecting foe.
That would be better. That would be better for a cat.
Yeah, I think prowl makes a lot of sense. And then we have one more point, correct?
Yep. Do you have any ideas for that one? Because, that could go for the pilot or the vehicle ability.
True. We could put one into finesse, because finesse is described here as to handle an object with agility. The examples it gives is secretly draw a pistol or hand off a key to a prisoner.
Yeah, I feel like... I think in this instance, finesse relies too much on being good with your hands.
Yeah.
Which we are not.
As I read that, I got less and less confident.
I honestly kind of think we can't have any finesse.
Yeah, probably not.
Ever.
Struggle to, I was about to say, to employ lethal or less than lethal violence. But if this cat is violent, then I think we should definitely pick struggle.
Yeah. This cat may have some anger issues.
Just a bit. Don't worry about that, though.
Which, I mean, what mech pilot shonen protagonist doesn't have some anger issues?
Right. They all got something going on.
Mm-hmm. So, what's our next step?
Choose an ability from your playbook. And we have quite a few here to pick from. Telepathy, Broadcast, Farsight, Good-Hearted, Everybody Hurts, Emoji, Carouse, Carry That Weight, or Veteran. Telepathy. You can communicate directly to a person's mind through speaking, provided you previously had a revealing interaction with them. When taking part in a group action, you can spend 1 stress per participant to let others involved use the leader's action rating instead of their own.
Okay, it works in Edge, so, okay. Broadcast. When you push yourself, you can do one of the following in addition to the normal benefits. Use your mind to instill a powerful, undirected emotion in others, or paralyze a person with your mind or voice.
Not sure about that one. Let's keep going. Farsight. When you gather information with a survey, take plus 1d. Information gained can be from a place and time where you were not present.
Interesting. So that would mean that when we roll, whenever we roll survey, we would act as if we had an extra pip.
Yeah.
So even though we've only got 1, it would count as having 2.
That could be good.
It's a mechanically useful skill, but there might be one that's more interesting.
Good-Hearted, I don't think we can take solely because we've set this cat up to be violent, and Good-Hearted requires you to act compassionately towards a foe. I don't think that's something that Cedric would do.
Probably not at first.
Yeah, no.
He needs some character development.
Yeah, that's something you take later on in the game. Depending on where your playthrough with Cedric goes.
Yeah. You may Everybody Hurts. You may spend your spark to resist a consequence from ambushes, physical or not, or to push yourself to understand others.
That one I actually like a lot because there could be a lot of consequences to a cat from an ambush, and being able to push yourself to understand others could help you in the long run.
Yeah. I do like the ambush protection. That's a good reason to take that one. Let's see, we got a couple others.
Yeah, we can go through. Up next we have Emoji. You know the secret method for interacting with apps or AIs as if they were normal humans, regardless of how corrupted or rampant it appears. You have increased effect when communicating with digital entities.
Could be interesting.
Yeah.
This cat's the computer whisperer. Call in tech support. It's just this cat hissing at your computer until it decides to work again.
Oh, that's funny.
Alright, carouse. When you participate in a cut-loose downtime activity, Choose one of the following. The pilot cutting loose cannot overindulge, but only heals half the stress rolled. Your relationship with them improves by an additional +1. Or their relationship with you improves by an additional +1.
I'm not entirely sure what those do, so...
Oh, that's just team bonding stuff. Like, downtime is basically, between missions, you get an opportunity to go do something to advance your character on your own. And one of those things is you have an opportunity to bond with a teammate, which I guess in this game is called Cut Loose.
Gotcha. Okay. I like that, but I think there are better options for the first one.
Yeah.
Up next, we have Carry That Weight. After you see the results of an action roll, you can push yourself or assist if no one else assisted in the roll. If 0D were rolled, roll again with 1D. When you have a personal moment with someone, you can take any amount of stress up to your max stress to heal that person the same amount of stress.
Man, so many of these abilities assume that this cat is nice and likes people. We don't dislike people. Like, we've established we don't dislike people. We have a chip on our shoulder.
Yeah. I think Carry That Weight could be good narratively in terms of, like, this cat has seen some shit and, you know, is carrying that weight and could help other people get through carrying that weight. But I am still partial towards Everybody Hurts and Telepathy.
Let's see. Everybody Hurts was the one, the ambush protection one.
Mm-hmm.
But it also gives you the push yourself to understand others.
Yeah.
Everybody Hurts, I think, has this nice balance between mechanical and narrative utility.
That's what I was thinking.
That is appealing.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with that one. I think that's the one we've agreed most upon. What is next? All right, your name, pronoun, call sign, and look. Well, we have our name and pronoun, and I think look. What did you say Cedric was again?
Cedric is a black cat with, like, white on his nose, mouth, and neck. Like, the nose itself is pink, but, like, surrounding it.
Around, what is our call sign?
Let's see, this picture of Cedric says that he's hunting someone's lunch. Let's see, that's the only detail we get. So maybe, okay, with what we have, we could either go direct or ironic, I think.
Yeah.
So, like, if we go ironic, then it could be something like Labrador or or Coyote. But if we go direct, it could be more like Jaguar.
Yeah.
What are you typing in there?
I was trying to do like a numerical / alphabetical form of evolve, because, like, I feel like somebody would deem this call sign being like, Cedric is the next generation. So, like, yeah.
I guess that's another angle, isn't it?
Yeah, because, like, we could do EV07VE.
I mean, with that in mind, what was the name of the... we could do Laika, like the first animal in space.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that a lot, actually. What is that? Liaka?
Which gives us both the ironic and the callback to scientific advancement, because Laika was a dog.
True. Yeah.
And a communist.
True. I think I spelled that right, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, yeah, call sign Laika.
Okay. So that gives us our look. That gives us... I think we're almost done here. Write the names of your... Yep. Step 11 and 12 are about the squad.
Yeah.
So we did it.
We done made the pilot.
We have made a pilot. Now, on to the vehicles.
The vehicle. We can go crazy with this one.
Yep, that's page 154.
Sweet.
Technically 2 pages of illustration again, so it's 156, but...
Oh, you know how it be.
Yep. So I think it would be fun to randomly generate our vehicle.
Can we do that?
Yeah. Looking at the book, the section provides step-by-step instructions for creating a pilot's vehicle. However, you can also randomly generate a vehicle in part or in whole using Appendix B on page 414.
Ooh.
So, Here we go. Random generation tables. Random vehicle generation. Look and designation.
Okay, to randomly generate your vehicle's look and designation, roll 1d on each feature table. Oh, wow.
I assume that's a 1d6 because this game uses d6 dice pools.
Let me pull out a d6 here.
I think maybe we make up our own manufacturer, model, and version.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because we don't have to stick with everything, but like, I think mobility, arms, hand, core, head, cockpit, shell, style, etc. We could totally do that. So first we roll on the mobility table.
I rolled a 3. Flight.
So we've got a jet fighter.
Suki, will you quit? Oh, I forgot to mention, I got a new cat.
A new cat?
Sure did, yeah.
What's this cat?
She's a little black tabby cat, and her name is Suki.
Huh. So Loki and Suki.
No, Genji and Suki.
Oh.
I can't...
Right, we already talked about this. Loki is some random YouTuber's cat.
Can't believe you forgot the name of my cat.
Genji is your cat.
God.
I mean, at least I'm not thinking about them as Peter.
Yeah.
So Genji and Suki. My bad.
Yep. And of course, I've had her for like 2 days now. 3 days. And the entire time, she's been hiding away from me. And she does not like being picked up or held. And of course, when I'm recording, she comes up to me finally after being here for 3 days and is like, please love me. So she's just running
Just
around.
needed time.
Yeah, she's just running around under my chair right now.
Let's see. I see vehicle name, model, and look. We might just have to list it under look.
Yeah, probably.
We do have a notes section on the second page. I feel like once we finished rolling this, we can actually determine like what kind of vehicle we're working with.
Yeah. Well, let's look to the arms. I got another 3.
Tentacles.
Incredible.
All right.
Hands. Oh God.
Please don't roll a 3 again.
6. Ornate. What do ornate hands look like?
Fancy.
I guess, well, yeah, this is the vehicle look section, and this isn't really, yeah, this is look and designation, so I guess that is where it's supposed to go.
We're getting there.
Core. 5. Massive.
Well, at least it wasn't a 1. We'd get a copyright strike.
Is that the one that says armored?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Head. 2. Armored. Armored head.
It's gotta be armored, because that's where this tiny little guy sits.
Yeah. Cockpit is a 5, which is cramped.
That's okay, we're a tiny little guy.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is made for, like, a human in mind. So they had a cramped cockpit, and they were like, well, let's just use this one on the mech being piloted by a cat.
Yeah, I feel like it's, like, maybe cramped for a person, but just, like, just, like, safety regulation size for a cat.
Yeah. OSHA approved.
Space OSHA.
Okay, shell. 4. We have an alloy shell.
Nice.
Which means it's not as durable, but is...
Hey, it's better than a plastic shell.
Yeah. It can be dented without breaking.
Yeah. What's our style?
We got a 5. Sleek.
Nice. Fresh off the assembly line, mostly.
Yeah, this is a new top-of-the-line model. Manufacturer. Is this where we're picking specifics?
Yeah, I feel like we should diverge at this point. I still think it would be funny to say that we're operating a modified cat brand construction vehicle.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's what we're going with. They don't have a spot for a manufacturer on here.
I assume it goes under vehicle model, like, we would make, like, if we did manufacturer, model, and version off of this, then it would be, like, Spirit Forge Cloister Ogre Prototype, or something.
Gotcha. So yeah, we could just do cat.
And then we could roll for the model, or we could just say, like, okay, so, like, what are actual construction vehicle names?
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Let's see. 24 types of construction vehicles and how they are used.
Okay.
Articulated haulers, asphalt pavers, backhoe loaders. I'm trying to look for something that would make sense for, like, to be replaced with tentacles. Boom lift might be good. Definitely not a bulldozer. Crane, no. That's not mobile.
No.
Cold planer, wrong type. Combine harvester, concrete mixer, double drum roller, no. Dump truck. They did say that you could drive a dump truck in the, the description area of this, but I don't think that's gonna fit us. Excavator. Oh, excavator would be good. What kind of hands do we have again?
Ornate hands.
Hmm.
Now, there is down this list, I'm looking at the same one as you. 21 is telehandlers, which we could do tentahandlers.
Okay, what is it? One moment. Let me get to the end here. You said that's 21. Telehandler. Consists of a crane-like tool called a boom, which is used to carry pallets or materials. So it's like a really fancy... Oh, I see what this thing is.
Where they are commonly found. On construction and industrial project where vehicles can lift loads of different materials while offering stability even on rough terrain.
Like, it looks kind of like what was it called? A boom lift, but like a more heavy-duty version of a boom lift.
Yeah. I still think excavator sounds the best.
Yeah, excavator, I feel like you could have you could describe potentially something that you use for digging as ornate, maybe. Like it's a really fancy, but would you want something like tentacle based and ornate to be your digging tool? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Forklift, that would be funny, but hey, guys, here's the thing. If you at home are playing this, you could totally just drive a forklift. There is nothing in the rules that would prevent you from doing so. If you wanted to be a forklift certified mech pilot, that is within the realm of possibility for you.
Nice. Also, I just found a list of 26 equipment.
Dang. I feel like something like a telehandler would be the thing that makes the most sense for potentially replacing with tentacles.
Yeah. Because if you're picking up a bunch of different materials.
Or a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
But you don't want an ornate wrecking ball, so...
Oh! I'm looking at another description of telehandlers, and it says, they are similar to backhoes in their ability to be mini machines in one. They have more lift capacity and telescopic reach compared to...
Okay, so I feel like yeah, okay.
So we do the Cat Telehandler Custom. So I feel like this has got to be a custom version, right? Or perhaps
potentially,
perhaps an illegal version.
No, I don't think it would be a legal version. I think Cat is sponsoring these experiments.
Oh.
I think they just gave them a standard issue, maybe a prototype.
It could, yeah, prototype makes a lot of sense too. Because since this is like the first version. I still think changing telehandler to tentahandler makes the most sense.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I feel like the name could just be Tentahandler because it's the only one of its kind at the moment.
Oh, true. Yeah, I think that works. Next, choose your vehicle's load, but you don't detail what gear it has at this time.
Let's see. The load table is on page... What page is this? 415.
Yep. We have light, medium, and heavy. So we can roll for
I feel
this.
like medium to heavy would make sense for a construction vehicle prototype, but we'll see.
I can roll, but unless you just want to pick medium, I think medium might be the best.
Medium makes the most sense, I think.
Well, I rolled a 6. So we could either just pick medium.
We could do heavy. Why not?
I think you are right with the type of vehicle that this is, it being made through a construction company. I think it would be heavy. Now, it says come up with 4 quirks for your vehicle.
There is a quirk table.
Where is that at?
Right above the load table.
Aha. So there's table A and table B.
Now, some of these just make sense. Like, flexible structure. Like, we're supposed to be like a super flexible construction vehicle that uses tentacles instead of, like, solid arms.
Yeah.
We could roll for it, though.
I think we could choose that one because it makes the most sense, and then roll for the others. Because I feel like that one seems pretty necessary. What do you think?
Yeah.
Flexible structure. For each result of 1 to 3, roll on table A. For every 4 to 6, roll on table B. If the result of rolling on either table provides a repeat, re-roll the result.
All right, so basically we roll our dice, and then based on the result of the roll, we roll on that specific table.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and roll. I got a 3, so that's table A. And I got a 5. Fixed hard points. I don't know what that means.
Probably there's some parts of this machine that do not bend as easily. Like, they are solid. They're the solid material at the core of the machine.
That makes sense, yeah. So places like the cockpit and the head and the core.
Yeah, stuff that is not meant to be flexible.
Yeah. The hell just happened?
Did I roll on the floor?
No.
And disappear?
I think I heard one of the cats do something. It's okay.
They are known to do that.
They jump around a lot, and it's very quiet in my house all the time, so them simply jumping like from the couch to the floor can make a loud noise. Okay.
Makes sense.
Let's roll for our next table. A 6, so we're on table B. And we get 4. Redundance, or no, that's 5. Common parts. That makes sense, considering this is a prototype from a construction company.
Yep.
Do you think Kat, the construction company in real life, will find this episode and sue us?
They are probably not going to find this episode, and even if they do, I will be amazed if they think it's worth suing us over.
Yeah, no. It's fine. Alright, next table. I rolled a 2, so we're back on table A.
I mean, we're not even being derogatory towards them.
Yeah, no. And I got 5 again, so we re-roll. And I got a 1. Ominous appearance. Yep, that tracks.
All the tentacles.
Yup. I think that's it.
Yeah, that looks like that's it.
Incredible. It is always nice when they have the option to be like, or when playbooks give us the option to just roll for a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that always feels nice.
Because it is fun when, like, especially with the last one, Ominous Appearance, it is fun when you roll something that just fits so well.
Yep.
Okay, so that is Cedric, aka Leica. I'm still a big fan of that call sign.
Yeah. And his mech, the Tentahandler.
Tentahandler. Okay. Well, we done it.
We done it.
This was your look at Beam Saber. Sorry.
Beam Saber by Austin Ramsey. There, I finally said it.
Way to go. You got it, buddy.
So, Austin, you got a cat pun?
I do. Deep down inside. In my old noggin of mine. This one's a helpful piece of advice, and just something in general that people should do on a daily basis. Don't litter.
All right.
That's it. It's cat related. You know, it works in my opinion.
Yeah.